Welcome aboard. We're going to talk about swords today. I found an interesting quote. A sword may rust and lose its shine, but it will never disobey its master. I am not a master. I also had trouble finding out who came up with this quote. Was it
Bhavish Sachdev?
What's the name?
Bhavish Sachdev.
Or was it the Indian cricket player?
Ravindra Jadeja.
Say what?
Ravindra Jadeja.
That's what I thought you said. I'd like to give credit where credit's due, but I don't know who said that. So it's anybody's guess. So if you know, maybe you can put it in the comments. A sword won't disobey its master, but it will chop you up if you don't know what you're doing. So let's bring in a master, better yet, a grandmaster. Most sword forms start with the sword held vertically and close to the body, sometimes even hidden behind the left arm. Tassels are neat looking, but for the most part there is no martial application. They do help give a sense of the movement and flow of the wrists and the sword that is obeying the wrist. This sword form is a Bagua form. Ba in Mandarin Chinese is the number 8, and Bagua refers to the 8 trigrams. Baguazhang is movement in 8 directions using various strikes with 8 different palms, 8 different fists, etc. 64 if you're using the 8 different directions. So this sword form is going in the 8 directions and using many different types of movements, defensive blocks and parries, and slashing, slicing, and spearing on the offensive side. Some of the moves are repetitive, but remember, they're going in different directions. Beautiful, and he sticks the landing. There are many kinds of swords. The knife is probably the parent of the sword. When knives grew longer, they became swords. And as blades grew in length, some of them grew and shrank in width. So what is the difference between a sword and a knife? A sword and an axe and a hatchet? What about a machete? And by the way, I found out a hatchet is a one-handed axe. We're talking about swords, knives, and axes. Let's not split hairs. Let's start with bladed weapons, and we can shorten it even more to blades. That's much easier. And when a tool such as an axe or a machete is used as a weapon, it too becomes a bladed weapon. So where did I get my love of all things sharp? When I was a kid, my parents had a sword in our attic, and I loved to sneak up and play with it. One day it disappeared and was never seen again. Thanks, Mom. Either you saved me from killing myself, or you created a blade monster. I never did find out if it was World War I, II, or the Civil War. It didn't help with the shows and movies I saw as a kid. Disney's Zorro, ABC's Jim Bowie, and here's Steve Reeves as Morgan the Pirate. He seems to fight better with his shirt off. And then, when I grew up, sorta, on cable TV there was a magical show. I could watch it for hours. It was The Knife Show, also known as Cutlery Corner. They're still in business today. The Knife Show, with its mesmerizing presentation and deals. Perhaps someday I will buy that collection of 120 knives for $150, with a katana thrown in just for fun. I wonder what the shipping charges are. Let's get back to swords. What about strategy? Here's George R.R. Martin dressed as Maisie Williams, who is dressed as Arya Stark, with the strategy, stick 'em with the pointed end. Good advice if you're talking about life and death and self-defense. But what about the art or sport aspect of the martial arts? A diverted or distracted mind will never be able to be smart or play safe while using a weapon as sharp as a sword. This is good advice for anything in life. You need to stay calm and composed. It will immensely improve your focus, dedication, and your sword skills. Breathing is usually the key to focus, but that is for another video. It also helps to use wooden or collapsible swords, as discussed in Swordplay Part 1. There is a certain amount of deception that is used in swordplay. Feinting, and I don't mean passing out, is faking a movement in one direction and then moving in another. Being able to do this and the ability to see your opponent do this is very important. Also, you need the agility to duck, dodge, and evade. In summary, you will need to keep calm and focus. You'll need deception, perception, ability, and agility. I hope you get my point.